Mongols, under the leadership of Genghis Khan, established in 1206, managed to create the largest empire in world history with contiguous borders, briefly seizing almost a quarter of the world's population and striking fear across the globe. Another intriguing question arises: why was Genghis Khan perceived as cruel? For the answers to all these questions, watch the video until the end, show your support with comments, and don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe. Although historical records date back to the 7th century, the Mongols were initially a small tribe in the lands of China, where their full dynasty ruled before they first emerged as a cohesive entity around 1140. Mongols, under the leadership of Genghis Khan, established in 1206, managed to create the largest empire in world history with contiguous borders, briefly seizing almost a quarter of the world's population and striking fear across the globe. The Mongol tribe, dispersed until 1140, was brought together by Kublai Khan, the great-grandfather of Genghis Khan. However, after Kublai Khan was killed by the Tatars shortly after being titled Khan, chaos ensued, and the tribe scattered to various places. In 1206, Genghis Khan was declared the Great Khan after a challenging childhood during a meeting of representatives from various tribes gathered on the banks of the Ona River. Simultaneously, he was acknowledged as the leader of the Mongol Empire. His immediate action was to expand the borders of the state, declaring the Genghis Khan laws that ordered blood for blood. His first target was the Tatars who had killed his father. Despite betrayals and long struggles, Genghis Khan solidified his dominance in the region, turning their attention to the outside world. The Mongols, starting from 1211, expanded their influence in the northern lands by overwhelmingly defeating the more advanced Jin dynasty, which was experiencing internal collapse. Conquering the Karakhitai state and annexing the entire East Turkestan, Genghis Khan faced two significant powers in Central Asia after the defeat of the Karakhitai state: the Mongols and the Khwarezm Shahs. As Genghis Khan prepared for the campaign against the Khwarezm Shahs, he sent an envoy to the Tangur kingdom named Jochi, the commander of the Tangut armies. Upon receiving a humiliating reply from Jochi, Genghis Khan punished him by leaving a specific date, and subsequently, he completed the equipment of his army for the Khwarezm Shah campaign. In 1219, Genghis Khan embarked on a campaign against the Khwarezm Shahs. The victory came in the first months of 1221 after 2 challenging years of wars. Although the Mongols captured the Khwarezm Shah lands up to the Caspian Sea, the war was not over. After the defeat of Khwarezm Shah ruler Alauddin Muhammad, a new enemy emerged: his son Jalal al-Din Harzim Shah. In 1221, Mongol soldiers, now under the command of Burqa Khan, suffered a great cost in the first war they entered in Van against Celal-ad-Din, a bad commander and the son of Jalal al-Din. The Battle of Parwan marked the first major defeat of the Mongols, revealing that they could be defeated. This event initiated the Kipchak migration to the Balkans and the Caucasus. The Mongols began their return to their lands, and in the north of the Caspian Sea, they were surrounded by the Volga Bulgars. The Mongols easily overcame this challenge and reached the lands of Turkestan, leaving a trail of destruction in the cities they passed through. Their conquests were now seen as a disaster globally. As Genghis Khan decided to return home in 1223, the Mongol army faced the Russian princes near the Kalka River. After waiting for 8 days for their enemies to arrive, the Mongols, led by Subutai and Noyan, attacked suddenly, achieving a decisive victory. The Battle of Kalka marked the beginning of the process that removed the Kipchaks from the north of the Black Sea. Over time, the Kipchaks began to migrate to the Balkans and the Caucasus, a pivotal discovery for future invasions. While returning to their lands, the Mongols faced the Volga Bulgarians in the north of the Caspian Sea. Easily overcoming this challenge, they reached the lands of Turkestan, and the cities they passed through were left in ruins. The devastation they caused began to be seen as a global disaster. Genghis Khan decided to return home as he felt the weight of his position and the burden of his responsibilities. In 1223, he held a congress with his sons and returned to Mongolia, leaving the expedition unfinished. In 1224, after reaching the Tongut Kingdom Palace, Genghis Khan fell seriously ill. His illness was initially kept secret to maintain the morale of his army. They tried to treat him with medicinal plants in a secret valley, but as the disease progressed, Genghis Khan wrote to his commanders, instructing them to continue the war without holding back. As Genghis Khan's death approached, his fear intensified, seeking the elixir of immortality even from Chinese clergy. Despite all efforts, Genghis Khan passed away on August 25, 1227. The mystery of what happened to Genghis Khan's body and the location of his grave remains unsolved to this day. Before his death, Genghis Khan's sons expanded the Mongol Empire into Central Europe and China. However, internal conflicts and the emergence of separate khanates led to the decline of the once powerful Mongol Empire. The Mongol Empire collapsed in 1368, bringing an end to an era that once shook the world and brought it to its knees.